Motivational Moments with Marissa. This is Monday. We are so excited to set this week off strong. This is the It's Your Life Own It platform. Our focus on this platform is really to just stir up your juices, to show up in your life unapologetic, being owning all of who you are and what you're about. And so taking center stage and owning it with me, Own It contributing writers, Teresa Palmer, Dr. Jeffrey Berger, and Nathaniel X. Ross. We are coming to you across the U.S. as well as internationally, and we're so excited to be here. And my energy level is so high because I'm so excited to be back home in the Dominican Republic. It feels good. I am a homebody. I love going in the
That's
visit.
good.
I'm a homebody, and I love to just be at home and relax and
Sorry.
focus. And so this is the month of November, and our focus is on giving thanks. In the U.S., you guys are over there, and you're going to be celebrating Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. And I'm excited. And let's shift into what we can really be thankful of. There's always something, I believe, that you can be thankful of. And with you, what does it mean to you to really authentically, not, so too often do we have this facade and persona of happiness, but we don't truly have the authentic essence of it. So talk about, where does that come? Where do you find that place where you can be thankful, even in challenging times or whatever? How do you shift into being able to still give thanks?
Who do you want to go first?
Teresa.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having me today. Gratitude. I think of gratitude. When I think of gratitude, I think of appreciation. And by that, I mean, I see it as being just appreciating, looking at things that that are good for me and good for everyone. So when I mean appreciative or gratitude, what I mean is looking at, okay, you may not have X, Y, and Z, but you have A, B, C. And I think it's also with appreciation, I think it's also being just settled with where you're at and settled with yourself, settled with whatever your situation is, whatever the circumstances are. I think it's really looking at them. And, I hate to use the word saying, oh, things could be worse, because a lot of people say that. But I think when we look at things, we don't look at actually what we have in the here and now. So you could be appreciative that you have a roof over your head. It may not be the house of your dreams or the apartment of your dreams, but you have a roof over your head. May have a job. It may not be that you're the most successful in your career, or you feel that you should have gone further in a career or whatever, but being appreciative means that you're appreciating and you're set and you're comfortable. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. Comfortable with how things are now. Can you change them? A lot of things, yes. If you want to go further in a career, you could change your career. You could get new opportunities. You could study more. If you want another house, yes, you could work harder. But those things don't always happen. Sometimes they're more difficult. Sometimes they're not what needs to go on with you. And I think that's another piece that we miss, is sometimes we have to go through what we go through because that's a necessary part of our life. And that's another area that I think we need to appreciate, that sometimes we need to go through a hardship or maybe a little bit of adversity. But in the end, all those things make us stronger. I think then they give us this gratitude and appreciation for our life. So I'm hoping that that's clear to everybody. You're muted.
Yeah, the system told me you're muted, Marissa. Listen, this is the deal. It's like, while you were speaking, I kept thinking about what people who are going through a really tough time. What about the people who are in a low space or place? And what has always been the help to me to remain optimistic is, what am I to get out of this? Not from a angry, bitter, indifferent position, but from a strategic position. Like, okay, if I'm here, how did I get here? And what do I need to do to change that in the future so that I don't end up here again? Just like you said, with the constructs of what I can actually have control over. What can I do myself differently in order? I can't control external sources to a degree, but I can control what's internal, right? And so I look at things from one. There's some things that you can get out of the process, right? We got it. One thing I know is for sure is, like, when the process is not in our favor, when it's not comfortable for us, we want to negate the whole process. And in that in negating to go through that whole process, you don't really get everything out of it, right? So if you go through it to get to the other side, then you know how it goes. You can understand the system, you can understand the process, you can understand it from beginning to end, and then you can become more strategic. One thing is for sure is, I don't know where I got it from. It's probably from my father, but I have this sense of adventure, right? So instead of looking like, oh my God, is looking at, I look at it like, how can I grab the bull by the horns and shift it and turn it in to my direction? And I know my brother Nathaniel is like, Marissa, he's got his own thoughts. But I'm assertive in that way, because I'm determined. There's an innate determination that's in me, to see the glass half full, the that even though I could be in this low place, that ultimately things can shift in my behavior if I don't give up, cave in, and quit. If I keep pressing and then sit back and watch to see how is this process, analyzing all of the things that are associated with this process, and how do I figure out a strategy to navigate through all of that. And that takes coming consciously out of the woe is me to whoa, that's me. This thing out. Let me sit back and figure it out. And that's why we always talk about knowing thyself, right? And we speak about our faith, our belief systems, and blah blah blah. And I always say, I'm crazy for Jesus, right? But I don't always think like other Christians. I think the way God wired me to think, and how he wired me to think for the life that I was assigned to live. And so as a result of that, I tap in spiritually and I say, look, God, the Bible tells me that you're going to teach me all things and you're going to show me all things. I am asking you to show me how this system, how this process works, and then give me the strategy and the plan to navigate through this system. And it's not always easy. And some people may look at me and say, oh, she's so happy. She's so blah, blah, blah. Well, that's just me. That's just my personality. That's my persona. That's how I show up. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's always easy. But I always divert back to it. I look at the possibilities and not what's right in front of me. I look at what can be as a result of it, regardless as to the cards I was dealt, and navigate through that thing. And I'm going to tell you, my heart, and then I'm going to digress. My heart is thankful, even for just someone smiling at me, even for just someone opening the door for me when my hands are all full, when all the bags or whatever I'm carrying, and I'm saying, I don't know how I'm going to get through this door. Like, how am I going to put this stuff down and get through this door without breaking something, without spilling something, without whatever? And God always has a ram in the bush. He has someone who's there to either open the door Or I've even learned to calm my spirit down and not get upset, because now I'm like, oh God, I got to put all this stuff down just to open the door. I look at it like, okay, Lord, I put stuff down. That's fine. I got to put all this stuff down. But no matter what, I'm getting through that door. So I just have, even in the midst of everything that's going around us, I still have this, I don't know. I still have this joy. I'm still excited about the future. I'm excited about what's to come and all the things that are going to unfold. And, I'm just excited and I'm just thankful for, having my all of those things. And we just have to get to that place where personally, without having external influences, that we have a heart of gratitude, that we're happy internally, because it is a weapon of warfare. Our joy is a weapon of warfare. It's a warfare to overcome adversity, in a low place, in a low time. It is a way that you can, but it has to be something that we find from initially, that and fill it and nurture that till it just bubbles up and it's overflowing. And so that's my take on giving Thanksgiving. And you charged me, Teresa, with that. It's because we have to get to a place of authenticity. The mask and all that other stuff, we got to start getting rid of, and we got to find happiness does not come from external influences. It comes from what's going on within ourselves, and we got to start making decisions and choices that really truly align authentic happiness. And so I'm going to dive right, because I know my brother Jeffrey, Dr. Berger, is excited. So go on, Dr. Berger, share with us about the season of Thanksgiving and giving thanks, gratitude, compassion, all of that good stuff.
Well, thanks, Marissa. And we are definitely in a new era of joy and unity, and we're going to be making everything great again, which I'm truly, truly excited about. But with regards to being thankful, gratitude, lots of great nuggets this morning. But I'm going to take it to the side where my gratitude, my gratefulness falls in alignment with the people like this panel here, and the people who I've aligned myself over the years in regards to helping me level up. Being a corporate software engineer for 27 years, it was always that, that edgy, head-to-head butting, and it wasn't a good environment. But once I came out to become a solo entrepreneur, it opened up the doors to a lot of different opportunities. And we've talked about this SWOT, the annual SWOT: strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats. And one of my weaknesses was, okay, I'm a man and I don't need any help. I can do it by myself. All right. And I've come to realize that asking for help doesn't demean me as a man. It's about the unity and collaborations of other amazing people who want to have an impact on the world to for the betterment of humanity, if you will, because there's just so much out there that is just confusing people. And that's where I'm giving the thanks and the gratitude to the individuals that have personally, that I've benefited from a personal level, from a knowledge perspective, and along with them encouraging me to keep moving forward. So there you have it. That's my gratitude for today's session.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm going to echo back, because I love the SWOT analysis. So I love it, Jeffrey, because guess what? I know you are looking at our topics for this month in the elongated topics, and so you're hitting on that SWOT. My biggest thing is that SWOT analysis, because that's in the personal SWOT, because SWOTs are normally used in organizations to
Right.
measure and to address and assess the performance. But for me, many, many years ago, I looked at the SWOT and said, well, you know what? Folks need to do this for themselves personally. And so to me, the dream works when the team works. And just like you said, you show more strengths, but being honest about your weaknesses. You're a stronger person because people look at dogma. They rather someone beat them up in order for them to change their. Nathaniel and I have had a conversation. Side note, he said, Marissa, you always say family. Yeah, because I'm operating from a place of love, and I'm operating from a place of seeing how God sees you. In all your greatness and all your great potential, and I refuse to have that dogmatic approach where I'm going to show your weaknesses. I'm going to blast you out for the decisions that you made and how you got here. I'm not doing that because that's not how I'm wired. I'm wired to love you. I'm wired to hug you. I'm very I want to hug. I want to pound. I want to do all of that. That's how I'm wired. That's how I'm wired. And so we uplift that nasty kind of leadership and things like that. And that's why we are in the emotional wreck that we are across the board in humanity, is because that dogma. But when a leader can express love, one thing I love about being here in the Dominican Republic is the men hug each other. The men hug. They say to the young men, I love you. They hug the young men. They embrace the young men. They take the young men by the horn. You see men here in the DR who, even if they're doing whatever, they've got their player thing going on, but the underlining consistency in how they show up is to hold the door for the women, to hold the bags for the women. It's a big difference because I took an Uber in the U.S. and I'm now because I was expecting him to help me put the stuff in the car. He didn't get out the seat. He didn't move. He did not move. Dubai, we went into Dubai. We were not allowed to hold our bags as women. We were not allowed to hold You come over there. So, to me, and I know this is the heartbeat of many, is that when a leader shows compassion, when someone of authority sees you, that is much more appreciated, and it shows up as a stronger individual than that one who feels like they got to talk to me any old kind of way. Because I'm not that chick. Don't talk to me any kind of way. Just letting you know. So I'm so thankful for you, my brother, because teamwork makes the dream work. We are here to serve, and I'm so glad to be in your company. Lulu, if you would share your giving thanks, and then Nathaniel, you're up.
Oh, wow. First of all, great day, everyone. And big thank you to you, Marisa, for continuing to allow us to do this on a weekly basis. But sometimes for you and I, it is daily. But,
Yes.
but, as I think, gratitude at its most profound level is more than just a practice. It is really a transformative way of seeing and engaging with the world. When we cultivate deep gratitude, we're not just acknowledging what's good in our life, but we are embracing fundamental shifts, and we're embracing the fundamental shift in a perception that changes our relationships, and it changes every experience that we encounter, especially the challenging ones. See, the challenging ones, you want to see the growth there. And when you look at how what I consider to be gratitude being so profound, like altering and incredibly healing someone that you're encountering. I don't mean laying hands. Our words bring healing. Love brings healing. And what's in my mind, and I'll share with you. So yesterday, during our service, our worship service, the message was better, not bitter. And I thought that that was so appropriate. Let's get better, but not be bitter. And that means fostering an awe in everyday moments. True gratitude teaches us to see the miraculous in the mundane. The way that light moves through a window, the smell of coffee. And I'm not getting all woo woo. I am really saying that the warmth of a loved one's smile. This is how we practice gratitude, not because we won the lottery or we all of a sudden have all of this money, but these are seemingly small details, but these details create fuller, richer life experiences. And I'll finish with this. Gratitude is a spiritual path. It is a sacred recognition. When we deeply recognize and appreciate life, no matter what's going on around us, it becomes a sacred act. Some spiritual traditions suggest that gratitude is like a prayer, honoring the fact that we are alive, that we are breathing, that we're still in existence. So, Marissa, you and I are very much alike. We go in the opposite direction of what everybody else is doing. When everyone else is, as they said, bitter, I'm better. And when everyone is going one way, I'm kind of like, why are they going that way? Because I might want to go another way. And the whole world could not agree with me. And they could say, oh, you're foolish. You know, you're always looking at the glass half full. Because guess what? For me, it always is. And so when I use that tagline, love, light, peace, joy, ease, and flow, that tagline means something. That is who I am at the core, my very essence. It's what's at the essence of my business, ministry, community advocacy. I don't care what I do. That is what is at the core of it. And so that's kind of my take on gratitude is we have to focus on it being a source of healing, a source of power, because when you are walking in gratitude, you are all powerful. And sometimes I think we relinquish our power or we don't even realize the power that we have. And gratitude brings that out because it's building that self compassion, it's reframing our mindset, and it's strengthening our resilience. And it's keeping us connected as well.
Yeah, yeah, and that's so important is to stay connected. You know what I mean? That's important in relationships. Because disagreements are momentarily. They don't have to be something that is a life. Respect one another's differences. That's also gratitude as well. That's why I say go out and see the world, because when you go out and see the world, you get to see diversity, use different perspectives. Always be open. It doesn't mean that you have to change your position. It does not have to mean that you have to change your mind about anything, but you should be open because it gives you an opportunity to have a broader viewpoint to make a better quality decision for yourself. To be closed-minded, really limits you. And I'm thankful because and this is simple. I had a cousin many years ago say to me, Marissa, I, I want you to try sushi. And I'm like, raw fish? It's like raw anything? Like, no way. But even though I'm saying no way, I'm like, all right, no. But when we went and we had it, it was delicious. It's nutritious for us to eat, but it has to be quality. So you have to want to open to something. Then the one thing I would say to folks, do your own homework. Stop just listening to anyone. Do your own homework. You can't, I don't care where your source is. I don't care whether it's MSNBC, Fox, TikTok, wherever you get your information. Don't be lazy. Do your own homework so that you can get the true buy-in to the conversation. You know what you're talking about, and you have factual data to back you up. You don't want to just be whimsical. So getting back to the sushi, it has to be quality sushi. And you will know the difference if you taste quality and you taste poor stuff, like, people, days old. It has to be fresh, it has to be good quality. And so I wanted to tap in, and then I'm going to push over to Nathaniel. LMX, what organizations use to measure leader impact. LMX is leader member exchange. And you can always take organizational stuff and put it into to the everyday person life, because there's no difference. We are people. We are, our families are our corporate structures. We don't get that, but I'm giving you a nugget there. We are our corporate structures. And if we are not educating and training and developing our offspring, that's why we having all of these issues. So leader member exchange really impact of leadership on those who follow that leader, right? And the connectivity, and Lulu, you tapped into onto that, is maintaining that connectivity by being relatable, by appreciating and seeing your people, and seeing who they are and what's on their heart. That's showing a sense of gratitude and appreciation for your people, for the people that are assigned to you, whether that's I always say we are leaders, no matter whether we want the role or want the responsibility. Someone is always watching us. That means that we're leading by opinstance, right? So we're leading either whether we want to, or we taking a job or not, because people are constantly watching us. And if we speak with passion and from our heart, they're really watching us, and they're taking some of the things that we say and they're applying them in their lives. And so we may not know that, but it doesn't matter. You're still in a leadership role. And if you're in that leadership role, it's so important to see people, to understand people, and to connect with people. And sometimes the roles that we're given in life are not the roles that we really wanted. But the quicker we align to them and accept them, the quicker we can start embracing and really, really enjoying them, and being in alignment with our life's assignment. Because you're wired this way. We are wired this way. Teresa is wired the way is wired the way he is. You are, Lulu, wired the way I am wired, because we were intentionally designed like this for a higher purpose that will take us into a place of fulfillment if we just embrace it, and if we just own all of it. And so I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let Nathaniel close us out.
What's wrong with gas station sushi?
We don't know how long that's been sitting there.
Yeah. Okay, so I am entering a new stage in my life. I no longer provide advice and guidance to people. I have reached a place where if someone seeks information and they come and want to have a conversation about my experiences or what knowledge I have, I'll be more than happy to share it with them. But I no longer offer any guidance and advice to anyone. And that's part of me, the gratitude that we're talking about. My experience in the Caribbean islands, Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, the people have next to nothing, but they're some of the happiest people in the world. And even here in Thailand, the people are they're making $200 to $400 a month, working 10, 12 hours a day, getting 1 day, 2 days a month off. But after working those long shifts, they're out on the beach, they're sitting with family, they're sitting with friends, they're dancing, they're listening to music and enjoying themselves. And I just think that so for me, I had to detach from all the material stuff, the money, the materials. Like, how do I get to my simplest life and just be grateful for the interaction that I have with every person that I encounter throughout the day? So I had to go introspectively and look at and go, what is it that counts at the end of the day? When I'm on my sick bed or when I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to be thinking about the experiences that I've had with people, not the amount of money, not the stuff that I own, because that's going to all transfer to somebody else, right? So again, just the gratitude and being thankful is for me, is to focus in on the things that are most precious, and that's interactions with other people. There's a book out there. I'll leave you with this. There's a book out there because most people think that they're positive. Most people are not positive. And if you empower people around you to give you feedback and let you know when you're not positive of what you're saying and what your actions are, you're going to be pleasant. You're going to be surprised at the responses. But having said that, there's a great book out there, The Power of Positive Thinking. Fantastic book. And I would suggest people read it because the book really focuses on uh, uh, no, I don't want to tell you what the book focuses on, but it focuses on positive thinking. It is worth to listen to or worth to read.
That is awesome, and you're so right in regards to that. And when you speak to feedback from others, right, about how you are, and I am so conscious of, not that I'm OCD or like over what I am conscious of my in the moment moments where I'm looking to see, am I being positive? How's my heartbeat behind this experience, especially when it's an adverse experience, especially when it's negative, it could be traumatizing. How am I showing up? And just being aware of that, because you'll be surprised. Like, some folks will talk about how other people are negative, and you'll be sitting there saying, you really are. So yeah, so you do. So anyway, we're gonna close this out. We're right on the top of 30 minutes, and I want to honor that, and I want to get to the gym because I am home, and I've been able to maintain a minimal amount of weight gain while being in the U.S. the last week, and so I want to get back on track and get focused, because for me, I'm thankful that I can still move my body the way that I can at 56 years old. And I want to honor myself in that longevity. And not only that, when you work out, you get excited. It's fun. Your energy level is different, and your perspective is different. When you take care of yourself, when you eat healthy, and you do all of those things, that all of that self-love that you need, you just show up differently. And so I want to digress. I want to give the people back their time. I want to thank you all for being here today. I'm excited to be back. And thank you for allowing me my space to go and do what I need. My computer with me, being able to celebrate my birthday, celebrate my granddaughter's birthday. Can you believe she's 14? What the? I'm like, how? So I got to get ready for that sweet 16 that'll be coming up in 2 years, and I'm believing God that we can have that right here in the Dominican Republic. Have all of our friends get their passports and come to the DR and celebrate her sweet 16. So I'm looking forward to that. But I just want to say thank you so much. I'm thankful because Own It, It's Your Life, Own It could not be what it is without each and every one of you giving your time, your energy to influence, empower, and just excite people about life, excite them about life and excite them about loving themselves. And so this has been a special moment for me. So excited, get excited. In about a couple of weeks, we'll be out of 2024 and into 2025, the season of grace. So love you guys. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you next Monday. Take care and be blessed. We're out.